Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Townsend, and I am the director of this year's String and Jazzy Camp. For over 20 years, the Philharmonic Orchestra of Indianapolis has sponsored this camp for students ages 10 to 15 years old, great musicians in our city. The camp is a week-long intensive experience in which they get to work with great educators, music educators throughout the city. Typically, the camp is open to string players, wind players, and percussion players. But due to the COVID restrictions this year on capacity, we were only able to have a string camp. Thanks to the generosity of our funders, which is listed at the end of the program, the camp has been tuition free for our students in Central Indiana. This year's directors, Mrs. Lorelei Farlow and Mr. Rosina Smith, have helped the students grow with intense rehearsals during the week. Along with that, we have a wonderful staff consisting of Mr. Jeremy Anderson, the assistant director, Ms. Sarah Benford, our cello instructor, Ms. Katie Harrison, our viola instructor, Mr. Julian Martin, our bass instructor, Ms. Canada Wiley and Mr. Jose Valencia, our violin instructors. Mrs. Adrian Arnold is our administrator, and Ms. Erica Mims is our nurse. Special shout out to Mr. Devin Major, who is our game meister, and Mr. Jeffrey Payne, our theory history instructor. We hope that you enjoy this experience and will continue to support these wonderful musicians in the city of Indianapolis.
Hi, my name is Lorelei Farlow, and I'm the conductor of the Green Group. This is the younger set of students for this camp. We have been able to do wonderful things working on the foundations, the key of D major and then D Dorian. We've worked in other keys as well, and the pieces we are playing for you are each going to show you different kinds of bowing articulations. It's been really exciting working with them. They learn very quickly, and we've had a great time for this week. This piece is called Walking Basses. It's by Merle J. Isaac, who was a master teacher of the 60s and 70s. This piece features our bass player, Noah, on the bass line. Notice that the cellos have a cool strumming section in the middle of it. Our next piece is titled Jupiter, the Bringer of Joy. This is an excerpt from a suite of music called The Planets, which was written by Gustav Holst. Jupiter is a lovely, lovely melody in 3/4, and the students have worked really hard to bring out the legato smoothness and beauty of this piece. Our final piece is called Accents, written by the composer, Robert Frost, not the poet, the composer. This piece features a communication between the violins and violas and the cello bass section. They call and answer to each other. Accents by Robert Frost.
Hi, I'm Orsina Smith, the conductor of the Red Orchestra at the 2021 Strings and Jazzy Things. Red Orchestra is a few students who have a little bit more advanced training than the students in the Green Orchestra. So that's the Red Orchestra at Strings and Jazzy Things. The Allegro of Vivaldi is written by the famous Italian composer Antonio Vivaldi, also a Baroque composer. Wonderful string writing. In this next piece allows a lot of conversation between all the sections with their active playing. That would be the Allegro of Vivaldi. Ian Edlin's The Black Knight was a wonderful piece of contrast, starting with brooding dissonances and very aggressive darkness in a presentation. The piece then eventually flowers into a beautiful melody, and later in the piece, both that darkness and the beautiful melody are played at the same time. This is The Black Knight. Brendan McBride's Adra's Dance was written as he was inspired to watch his young daughter play with an imaginary playmate. It's a beautiful work, and it always captures the hearts of the students in the Red Orchestra as they play. We play Brendan McBride's Adra's Dance.
In combining our red group with our green group, we're offering the students a chance to play with people that they haven't met before. The groups intermingle and we rehearse together to offer the younger students the inspiration of the older and the older students to act as role models for the younger students. This piece is titled Avatar. It's by Doug Spada, a contemporary composer. And you'll notice huge variations in the dynamics, the volume level that we use throughout the piece. We also chose it to feature our cellos and our violas because they have gorgeous melody. Avatar by Doug Spada.
The Strings and Jazzy Things Camp would like to end this performance with the music of Beethoven, the famous Ode to Joy from Symphony No. 9. And the reason it's so important is the camp is all about coming together and being with each other and learning how to get along and make music together. And what better work than the Ode to Joy, which is about universal brotherhood. Beethoven's Ode to Joy.
Thank you again for tuning in and supporting our wonderful students in this Strings and Jazzy Things Camp, sponsored by our Philharmonic Orchestra of Indianapolis. We hope that you've enjoyed it, and we hope that you have a great day.